like a dash of winter snow at some starry skies. Look at those candles glow, lighten up the children's eyes.
I just found this very sorry looking Lakewood 1200A cast out on the side of the road after a very bad rainstorm. And I thought this thing was done for, but when I turn it on high speed, this thing runs literally as good as new. This thing is strong as heck. Just needs a good cleaning. It has good bearings too. I'm pretty sure this thing was fully exposed when I picked this thing up out of the bucket it was in. This whole control panel was in water. I let it dry. It works perfectly fine. It really amazes me the things that people will throw away just because they're dirty. Hello everybody, it's Eric Freeze, and today for your viewing pleasure we have a Lakewood Model 1200A oscillating fan. The A means almond, fun fact, but that's not what this video is about. It's actually about the fan itself. Maybe that's a useful fact. This, when I found it, I actually wasn't expecting to find this. I decided to walk up the street because I saw a pile of junk sitting in front of one of the houses. And lo and enough, this was in one of those plastic storage totes. And we had several thunderstorms and rainstorms the night before. This fan was in about 2 inches of water. The base was fully submerged in water. The upper half was covered in a very thick dirt substance. This thing was not clean at all. This was actually probably one of the dirtiest fans I've ever found, with the exception of probably my other Galaxy 2150, like the one over there, or a little Hawaiian Breeze oscillating fan I had a while ago, or maybe that White Westinghouse I ran non-stop at work, which I've yet to make a video of it. I don't think I will, but this thing was very, very dirty, and this past year I've actually cleaned several dirty fans, and this is probably dirtier than all of the other ones I've cleaned, with the exception of the White Westinghouse from work. But this one, believe it or not, it cleaned up kind of good. It could have been better. From afar, you don't really see it, but I couldn't get the back row off to fully clean it, so you notice that there's little dust stripes there, and kind of close enough in there. I don't have the patience to clean this thing the right way. The front grill has a bit of dirt on it still. I think this whole thing just needs to be put through the dishwasher. There's some paint splatters on that blade there, if you can see it. There's paint splatters on the control panel. There's dirt a bit in some places. It's off. It's loose dirt, so it can be brushed off. And this here's a bit bad. I really love the control panel on these, how it has like these lines that are just kind of going out from the control panel. It has the same thing on the front. If I turn on flash, you can probably see it. Yeah. Same thing with the center badge. Center badge is also not in the best of condition. There's a bit more dust here. And for this fan's horrible condition, being through the elements and having the whole bottom being soaked in water, this thing runs very smooth. This thing was not locked up. I didn't put oil in it. I didn't even have to take apart the motor. I did actually have to vacuum a lot of the dirt and crud out of it. I did also have to take the oscillator apart, grease the oscillator. The whole oscillator, what it would do originally is it would oscillate to one side, come back to the center, and just sit there and click, and you would have to touch the grill and give it a bit of momentum to get it to continue oscillating for the rest of the oscillation cycle. But it works now, and there'll probably be another video of this in the future. This is just kind of an introduction to this fan, and this is a fan I've wanted for a while for the collection. I really like these plastic Lakewoods, and actually, when I was younger, the same person that had that Galaxy in their basement, they had, up on the top shelf, was that Galaxy and one of these. Sadly, the Lakewood they told me it stopped working and they threw it out. In the Galaxy, when I got it, it was locked up solid. I think there's old videos of that on my YouTube channel of when I first got the Galaxy and how locked the blades were on it. I literally had to let that thing sit overnight in WD-40. One issue with this fan, it's a gripe. I can't take off the blade. It's one that's friction fitted on there, and I put some WD-40 in there. I didn't really have the patience to really get it to come out, and I didn't want to break the blade. I also don't want to put a puller on the blade and possibly snap the blade, because these things themselves, where I'm located, they're not common at all. My friend actually had a parts fan that he got from eBay. Well, it wasn't a parts fan, but the neck arrived broken, and he set it apart out to other collectors, and he actually had a blade, but that one was a blue model with the clear grill, and I think that would look horrible on this. This will also be the new dedicated living room fan, probably for the rest of the year. I think what I'll do is I'll swap between this and the Galaxy. The Galaxy is just in the kitchen because it's warm in there. It will go back in the bedroom, and I may actually use this as a bedroom fan. But very happy to own this, and my original intent was, if I found one of these, I actually want the 16-inch version, but this is better than nothing. But my dream fan to have in here would be the 16-inch version of this in here, or one of those EnviroTemp Kuhishing fans. It's either one of those, maybe a 16-inch Amber Galaxy, or a 12-inch Sanyo. There's so many fans I kind of want in this room, but I think the one I really wanted would be the 16-inch, Lakewood, or a 12-inch EnviroTemp. I personally like the 16-inch versions of these a bit more, but I have a feeling owning the 12-inch one, this will grow on me shortly, and I will become to love it. I'm also running the house-to-home box fan. This thing is awesome for a modern fan. I love it. Yes, it was a bit pricey, and the tea kettle's boiling. I'm also running that little Homes in the kitchen as well, but we'll fire this up on low speed. This has a Fasco motor in it, by the way. I do have a gripe with this fan as well. And, oh dear, I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, I remember. It's amazing how things escape my mind really quickly. On high speed, the grill rattles horribly bad. And I got the screws tightened down as much as I can without me tightening down anymore, where they would break. I don't know why I was showing the camera upward a bit. I'm not paying attention to the viewfinder. And it starts to really become noticeable on medium speed. And this fan, the performance on this fan is very similar to the Galaxy. Low speed is nice and gentle. The fan spins at slow RPMs. This thing's silent. Medium speed, it's a bit more noisier than the Galaxy though, and it moves a bit more air. And high speed on this thing, I will say high speed is comparable, or if not surpasses, to Alaska 373 free box fan from today. This thing is a powerhouse. And there's that rattle I was talking about. Which is a shame, because it was pretty toasty up here earlier today, and I was running this thing. But this is probably the strongest 12-inch oscillating fan I own. And I'm sorry, Galaxy, as much as I like your power. This thing may actually also surpass my 16-inch Cozy Breeze Kill horn oscillator. I may have to compare it to that later. I may make a comparison video against this in the Cozy Breeze. There will... Why do I keep pointing the camera upward? There will be a comparison against this in the Galaxy, though. We'll engage the oscillator. And one issue was this thing, when I opened the base up as soon as I got it home, I took the base apart on this, and the thing was also still full from water. Like I said, water was up. This thing was sitting in 2 inches of water, and it wasn't even clean water. It was really nasty looking water, too. Oscillation on this is a bit slower than the Galaxy, which I like, even though I like a fast oscillation. I doubt this thing has ever been cleaned before. And this thing is, once again, silent on low speed. I'm not sure how quiet it compares to this thing, which is also very silent on low speed. I think I will say that this moves a bit more air on low speed. But mostly when the fan gets used out here, it gets used on low speed. It never really goes up anything above it when I'm not here. typically my grandparents and my mom, if they're out here alone and they need the fan on, literally the only fan they use is this one out here, because this is the only fan that stays out here full time. At least the Galaxy when it was out here, and the only speed they would put it on is low. They don't even run the oscillator. And they always have it pointing upward. This one you can't really point upward. I think it's at its full up limit. And the oscillator is very smooth after I greased it. It's a shame that it's this rattly. And the buttons, once again, the buttons are very smooth. I actually had to do a bit of, I had to clean the contacts on them. Once again, it was sitting in water, completely soaked. And this fan motor, once again, I've yet to fully take this thing apart and oil it. There's no need to oil it. This is probably the factory oil that's on this thing. And that is perfect. This thing has very good bearings. It even has oil holes. I may top them off sometime next time I take this thing apart to clean it. I think I'm probably gonna have a look at the oscillator again in the future. I'm not sure when. Probably later this year. When I get this thing out for fan season next year, I will probably clean this up, because this will probably be a fan I will use quite often. This thing's also in perfect balance. The thing doesn't shake at all. It's a very nice fan. I love it. And yeah, I may make the center badge my profile picture. I'll have to see. I like the snowman a bit too much, so that probably won't be changed, but yeah, thank you very much for watching, and keep the breeze.